Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile, Escape from the Pit. We're continuing our tour of the Great Cave with the next town. Blosk! Hello. Recently put up sign says, adventurers needed, apply at the castle. Reward. Well, this sign might have been put up after we got to the castle. Then again, we haven't exactly finished the quest yet, so they're probably still recruiting. A small boy in ratty clothes runs amok. Hi, I'm Jeff. Playing. He looks down at his clothes, ratty and 2 sizes too small. Daddy won't let me play in my real clothes because he says they're tough to make. Can I have a coin? Yeah, sure, kid. He smiles. Thanks. So, who's your daddy? Leith is my daddy. He does lots of neat stuff. He looks sad for a moment. Mom is at Fort Emerald. She's fighting. I miss her. Ah, a wooden sign hanging on a peg. Leith, all trades. So let's go meet Jeff's dad. A tall, thin young man with very long blonde hair sits behind the desk, reading a tattered scroll. Welcome, adventurer. I am Leith, of all trades. Oh, this and that. There's a demand for many different things here near the front, and I try to provide all of them. I just got some rations in. I'm an amateur sage. I can make torches. I am an excellent musician, and for 5 gold I'll sing for you. He leaps lustily into a bawdy song of almost mind-bending proportions. The air flickers blue. I'm kind of sad we don't get any of it. Well, for 100 gold, I found what a certain obscure wand does. And I can identify items. I'm pretty good at it. Oh, I forgot. You can sell me things. I can always find a buyer for stuff. From my memories, Leith buying all of your extra stuff is one of his most useful traits. Well, Koronos is the god of the hunt. The wand of Koronos is a wand to use during the hunt, to make your prey more fierce and challenging. Interesting, huh? Indeed it is, and the wand of Koronos does exist in this game. I don't remember if I've actually picked one up yet, but you do not want to use it on your enemies, because it will make them stronger. So I don't think we have anything to identify right now, but I'll double check. Nope, we are good. And we've still got plenty of food, so let's move on. A woman in a tattered dress thrusts out a bowl at you. Her breath smells of mushroom ale. Spare a copper for old Kathy. Give me a coin, I'll tell you my story. Thanks. Yeah, things were tough for me on the surface, so I began getting into the wine. Before long, I couldn't stop. Still can't. They didn't like that up there. So they sent me down here, where they wouldn't see me. For 10 gold, I'll tell you more. They sent me down into exile, and I came here. That's it. Alright then. Well, she's managed to convince us out of 11 gold for that bit of story. Is there anything interesting inside the city walls? I don't think so. The only thing of note is that we cannot enter the city from the east or west, only from the north or south. So, back around here. And since this is one of the bigger cities, I'm going to try talking to all of the statues. None of those are talkative. Inn is often a good place to find interesting tidbits. A woman in priestess robes sits at the table, getting drunk in a most unholy manner. She looks up at you. She's not as drunk as you thought. Greeting, my children. I am called Sabrina. The sedentary life wasn't for me. I'm an adventurer, much as you. She sighs. I'd rather not talk about it. Okay, I think she has more to say, but I don't remember how to trigger it. A gangly man dressed in loose-fitting red clothes stands at the bar calmly drinking. He seems not to have noticed you. Royce. Keeping an eye on things. I've heard of you. Okay. Perhaps someone else will tell us to give you a keyword later. There is a short, blonde woman tending the bar. You wouldn't give her a second look, except that her clothes are very fine and delicate, and she wears a sash of office. Hello, friends. I am Vicky. Welcome to my inn. We have fine rooms for the night, only 15 gold. And we have dinner and a drink for 2. That's how I run my inn. She smiles. I'm also the mayor, but I'm sure adventurers such as yourselves wouldn't be interested. She places bowls of hot stew and hearty chunks of bread before you. Then she brings large mugs of delicious mushroom ale. It's an excellent meal. And for 2 gold, actually kind of a bargain. And of course, the stew, the bread, the ale, they're all made out of fungus. Delicious, tasty mushrooms. Now then, tell me more about being the mayor. Ah yes, these times call for clear heads, and the townsfolk judged me the clearest head about. It's not a bad job. Takes a lot of time, and I need to hire a replacement to look after the bar when I go to the castle, but I like it fine overall. Yes, for meetings of the council. She looks at you strangely. And don't go asking me for a royal token. The king's looking for adventurers to go on some mission, and I'm not going to be a party to it. Adventurers are loose cannons, hotheads. If there's anything we need now, it's clear heads. The army is fine. Adventurers? Nope. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, pretty standard inn here. And, okay, I was wrong. You cannot enter Blosk from the south, only from the north. Private, keep out. Well, isn't that awfully tempting? Ooh, pick brakes. That might be magically locked. This is a cramped, musty-smelling storage room. Not far inside are 3 delicate tripwires at various heights. It'll be tough to get past. But not too tough for us. I don't remember actually going in this room very much. If it's guarded by traps, there must be something good. You find an iron box at the bottom of this barrel of water. In it, you find a set of finely crafted darts, fletched with feathers of a sort you've never seen before. I suspect that those are actually pretty good darts. So we shall get... Oh, we can't give them to River right now. River, what are you carrying? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's give that medium energy potion to Simon. Once again, you all get to watch the wonderful world of inventory management. Oh yeah, and at some point Mal picked up a steel greatsword, which should do more damage than his steel broadsword. Yeah, base damage is higher by 4, but it takes 2 hands, so he can't wear his shield while using that. Do any of these statues talk back to me? No. Sign on the wall says, Bruce the Fletcher, fine arrows and other missiles. A heavy middle-aged man with a disorganized beard puts fletching on arrows behind the counter. His fingers work with unerring skill and speed. He continues gluing the feathers on cavewood shafts. Bruce. Well, I run this little supply shop. You can purchase arrows, and I think I have some other stuff left too. You'll excuse me for being disorganized. Things have been hectic. With all the Slith War, I imagine. Yes. Ford Emerald buys my arrows as fast as I can make them. It's hard work, with lousy materials, but beats being on the surface. Oh yes, every minute of every day making arrows for the idiot nobles and their stupid tournaments. Playing games with first-class weapons. Well, one of them told me what he thought of my art, and I told him what I thought of him. A week later, I'm down here. but at least my arrows are getting the use they deserve. So here we can buy bronze arrows and throwing knives. Not bad, not bad. Subterranean schooling. Sounds like we can get training here. A busy man teaches finer points of weaponry to a group of people. Some civilians, some soldiers. He seems good at it. He gives you a quick look. Bartholomew. One moment, please. He continues his lecture. He continues going through the motions of attack and defense. If you'd like to train, please wait. I'll be with you shortly. So, yes, we can train here. I may do so later on. Prefer to do my training off screen and not make you guys sit through all that. This looks like it might be a blacksmith shop. A heavy-set woman with black hair cascading down her back works at a small anvil. She has to take great pains to keep her hair from the sparks. What, we don't have hair ties or hair nets in the underworld? Welcome. My name is Jonalyn. This is my shop. I can't talk much. I'm very busy. Supplying the fort, you know. But I can sell you weapons and armor. Yes, I am, I'm afraid, the main source for new weapons and repairs for Fort Emerald. It's a big job. The Sliths attack there constantly. But I don't mind. It's making me rich. Now excuse me. She turns to start pounding on a spearhead. Her hair catches on fire. She puts it out. Not fazed by very much, I see. We can get pretty decent iron and bronze weapons here. But seeing as we're mostly packing steel, I don't think we need to buy any of them. And we're going down here just for the sake of map completion. Yeah, city walls have nothing interesting in them. Bear woman, what are you doing here? I'm pretty sure there should be a statue in each of the major cities that I can talk to. One moment while I investigate some more. So there are no talking statues within the walls of Blosk. I may be misremembering, or else I may need to come back here later when I've got more information. Out of my way, please. Thank you. I do know there's at least one more city with a talking statue that we haven't found yet anyway, so let's keep exploring to the west. Haha, lizards flee. A small network of very successful farms has sprung up around this spring. Delicious-looking mushrooms and fatted lizards are looked over by armed and watchful farmers. Most of the farms you've seen in the Great Cave have been rather scrawny affairs. This rich area is a pleasant exception. Very nice. I bet they help keep the citizens of Blosk and surrounding area fed. Oh, hello! This is a group of enemies that is not running from us. This is a higher class of bandits. We've got soldiers, archers, and an evil priest who is foolishly standing in range of my fighters. And we're back. So, evil priest fortunately was too busy fending off my sword blows to actually do anything harmful to me. A spur of the Great Cave extends to the north. However, to continue in that direction, you must go through a narrow pass, blocked by a small fort. Oh, let us investigate this. Fort Saffron. With quite a wide chunk of land in front of it. And Fort Saffron is a very narrow fort indeed. I guess you don't need to have a terribly large building for guarding such a small pass. But still, most forts we've seen are considerably larger. You meet a beanpole of a man, wearing robes that hang off him. He paces about, muttering. He nods at you. I'm Dilbert. He turns to talk to you. You see he has extensive burn scars on his face. I am so tempted right now to try and give him a Prince Zuko voice. I volunteered to maintain this fort. I look after the wards, mostly. Safer than some things I could be doing. He runs his hand over the scar self-consciously. Ask him about the scar, he says. I've been adventuring. He grimaces. With the merriest band of incompetents you'd ever want to avoid meeting. We were trying to help ourselves to some of the Chasm Drake's loot. Unfortunately, we found its lair. It's far, far southwest in the tunnels to the west of Fort Remote. It was unfortunate that we found it, because only Sabrina and I got out. I don't really want to talk about it. Ask her about the Drake. I'm sure she'd love to relive it. And she deserved to. The whole mess was her fault. If she hadn't tripped that trap. Well, we may have to nip back to Blosk to talk to Sabrina again. Maintain fort and wards. Wards. The huge runes out in the hall. They're off now, but when they're on, they're a powerful defense. Neat. Another reason to go back to Blosk is I forgot to talk to the soldiers there. You see a muscular woman wearing studded armor and carrying a dented sword. She looks nervous. Bet. Guarding the fort from brigands. And a tough job it is, too. Sorry, too busy to talk. And here's the kitchen in the mess hall, big storage room. Hello. A woman with her arm in a sling and a grimace on her face sits in the cell. She spits at you and misses. I'm Mona Voles. What do you want? You aren't a soldier. Piss off, Vole. A very rude woman in the prison cell. And another supply storage area. Somebody's bedroom, which seems to have no interesting secret passages. Dilbert, get out, thank you. A weary man sits at the table writing out orders. He wears mage's garb with tiny runes woven into it. Commander Novak. He sighs. Welcome to Fort Saffron. I'm in charge here. Here at Saffron we work hard, day and night, to keep Exile safe from brigands. He rolls his eyes. Plus, I'm going insane. As safe as possible, of course, given we haven't been given any reinforcements, any new weapons, any acknowledgement we exist for months. They say keeping this pass safe should be simple. Simple. Ha! This pass is the only halfway decent path known from the brigand-ridden cave to the north to the Great Cave. You'd think they could never get through, but they get by somehow. I don't understand it. They must be invisible. So this must tie into the going insane bit. I was drafted, plain and simple. They needed mages, so they grabbed them. And me, a promising alchemist. I was making a pretty penny, and one of my colleagues, a fellow named Hodgson, was a better alchemist than me. Ask him about it. He leans close to you and whispers. He was going to try some experiments with grey mold, but then he had to give it up. They drafted us both. He's at one of the great cave forts now. Big waste. Yeah, we already talked to that guy. He's at Fort Emerald. So, somehow, plenty of brigands are getting past this fort. Hello? You are sitting at a desk and looking important, but you are just another generic guard. Hello? I think I found your brigands. Crude sign has been erected. Say password and advance. And be quiet. Welp. We are about to be very, very unquiet. Ah, that's a crap positioning. Much better. Are these guys worth a flame strike? I've got full spell points, so sure. How dare you still be alive? Oh, you're a guard. You're not a regular brigand or soldier. Ooh, that's extra nasty if the guards themselves are in on this. Or at least some of them. But yeah, that is why going and attacking people in friendly towns and making everyone hostile is generally a bad idea. Because the guards will come and wreck your face. Ooh, you're not nice. But when it comes to, brigands, neither am I. What are you, fire resistant? And I heard those footsteps. Let's do a bless party. Ooh, nice. We took out an assassin in one hit. The assassin done got assassinated. Ooh, enemy wizard. Fortunately, a relatively squishy type. Yep, still more dudes. And one more traitorous guard. There's that room cleaned out. Oh look, a Wand of Koronos, which we know exactly what it does now. Maybe it'll sell decently. Ooh, and another secret passage goes in here. I don't think there's anything in these chests. Oh, I am wrong. These boxes contain a wide variety of goods worth a decent chunk of cash. Yoink. Ooh, decent chunk of cash indeed. Bronze help. Ooh, another sapphire. I shall keep those, and at some point I'm going to go back to the castle and store them. This is the same sign as before, and exits on the other side of the fort. So that's how your brigands have been getting in. And given that one of the entrances to this secret path, you are not an openly hostile guard. Yeah, given that the secret path has an entrance in what looks to be the captain's quarters, I think the guards are in on this. Now, in the remakes, I could actually tell the commander about this whole thing, so he would know that he's not insane. The guards are, in fact, getting past him via secret passage and collaboration. So, what have we here? Beware of bandits, banditry punishable by death. This large cavern has a few sparse patches of mold and mushrooms, but is mostly rubble and bare stone. It seems a sort of barren no-man's land dividing the Great Cave. So we've got the Great Cave to the south, the Abyss to the north, and potentially a whole bunch of bandits in this cave here. You see a large group of armored people sitting around a bonfire some distance away. You approach carefully, afraid of bandit attack. Then you see that the people are wearing the insignia of friendly soldiers. Still wary, you greet them. The commander tells you they are there watching for bandits, and warns you that they have a hideout somewhere around here. You thank her and depart. So, bandit hideout could be good for loot, experience, and maybe even a bounty. Chasm of the Spire. This huge cavern is dominated by a chasm, miles long, deep beyond sight, the roar of rushing water emerging from far below. A moist, icy wind blows up from the pit. A narrow bridge, impossibly long, arcs over the chasm to a gigantic spire rising from the wall of the chasm some distance below up to the ceiling. It doesn't look natural. It's probably a magical construction. Neat. So there's another fort here, but as... Drat. Since I don't feel like going to the Abyss today, I'm going to go back through Fort Saffron. But first, I need to beat up some guys. This area feels rather treacherous. Very easy for something nasty to hide in. Cue something nasty. Several dead brigands later. And we found the likely bandit hideout. I don't actually feel like dealing with this today. We'll come back later. Wait a second, there's another cave here. Another bandit lair? Some loose stones near the entrance look suspicious. Dealt with. And we got bandits. And with that, I've killed quite enough bandits for the day. But now we know where to find more when we feel in a particularly killy mood. So, I'm going back to the Great Cave. I'll see you all in the next episode.